My name's Dennis Reyna, and I work here at the Gutenberg Press here at Texas Renaissance Festival.
Awesome. And is this your first time at the Renaissance Festival? I feel like you're a slight veteran, maybe.
I've been here a time or two, yes. Actually, I've been working this booth and Renaissance Festivals for about close to 30 years. Yes. I'm 47 years old. I started when I was late teens.
Okay, I was like, you aged well, sir. You aged well.
Thank you very much. Yes, I used to come here with a kid once a season or something with my parents, and then once I got my own car, I started coming more often. And after a while, I made some friends with people here, especially here at the Gutenberg Press, and they showed me what they did, and I enjoyed it. They gave me a pass to come in and out, and I work half a day and I play half a day. Nowadays I work all day, but I'm kind of invested now, and I love it so much I don't mind at all.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I can just again, that's a running theme with a bunch of the interviews we've had is people who, either came in and was like, oh, this would be pretty cool, and started working a booth or something, and then next thing you know, 20, 30 years later, they're sitting there with their own stall or something like that, and they're running their own shows.
Yes, you fall in love with the atmosphere and the people here, and it just sticks. Some people have come and gone, and there's a time in their life when they enjoy it, and then they move on. But I've made it to where my family and a new family and everything throughout the years has been a part of this family too.
That's fantastic. So is there any specific training you underwent to work this?
Well, when I first started, it can seem kind of daunting. There's so much information on Gutenberg, and so much bad information and good information, whatnot. It's history, so it's kind of hard to decipher sometimes.
Yeah.
But when we first start, when I first start anybody, if I try to train them, it's just a little spiel. Just a 5-minute, this is how the Gutenberg Press works. This is called this, that's called that, and we just go on. But as the years gone by, I've learned so much more that I could give a 40-minute spiel on all the different intricacies of Gutenberg Press and the side shoots of different aspects of invention that came from this and that and the other, and the significance, of course, of the press itself, which is very significant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or I judge my characters and my people when they come up. If they don't seem very interested, I give them a little 30-second, hey, this is what this is,
Cool,
And yes, and I try to speak in the English accent every time I do my demonstration, and make it very atmospheric, but otherwise.
It's like, okay. So do you have any funny Ren Fair stories that you can tell us?
Wow, that's a tough one. See, the thing is,
on a scale of 1 to...
Every day we have funny things, and that's what keeps us coming back. We do things here that are special, and we used to play pranks on each other here because we have such friends here. Yeah. We used to play pranks on each other's booths. Like we would change the sign on the booth. Simple things, generally harmless, but when you do it all the way down the lane for everybody, it's rather funny. Yeah. Until cannon goes off, of course, then you got to get that stuff down or you'll be fined. But otherwise, it's like changing ear art to deer farts, and just silly, stupid stuff like that. It's fun. You change. I think they have a sign next door for treasure bounty or something, treasure booty bounty. It's just silly stuff. Yeah. So we'll even when it's silly stuff like that, it keeps the place light and humorous, and there's always something. There's always something going on.
That's funny. I can just imagine all the signs on a lane, like, oh, dang, they got me again. You hear the cannon, oh, crap, I need a ladder. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. We've dressed the pirate girls that are hanging from the ropes in body outfits, and they have a big rope that used to go all the way from the ship to the dock, because that's what it looked like, a ship and a dock. Yeah. And so we put all our big dirty laundry across the back, silly stuff.
Yeah, good stuff like that. All family fun.
Humor. Yeah.
So what do you do here at the Gutenberg Press?
Well, I demonstrate what Gutenberg actually invented, which is the casting of metal movable type, and I show him how he uses it in the printing press. And the unique thing about that is most people believe that Gutenberg invented the printing press. But he did not. There were printing presses long before him, and movable type before him, hundreds of years before him. But he really perfected it in metal. So we actually have a casting over there. I have molten metal over there that I actually cast and show people, and people are really delighted because they like seeing molten metal. Yeah. And I show them how it's used, and I work them all the way through how the Gutenberg Press works, as well as show them how it led right into the 20th century, virtually unchanged.
Yeah, a couple things that I've done, because my background, I've got a history minor from college and stuff like that. And one of the things I really started researching right before I graduated were Fechtabooks, right? So that was like the martial arts manuals, German people, right? German masters and Italians and all that. And they used woodcuts up until this sucker came out. And then, like, you know, the Gutenberg Press came out, and they were like, literally, I did a map, and like 1 year there were maybe 5 produced, and they were all privately funded and stuff. Next year, still privately funded, like 5 or 6 times that.
Easily.
It's insane.
Yes, I mean, we used to do woodcuts like we have here in the background here. Fine woodcuts, very much a lot of detail. Let's put it that way. But they don't last long. You can spend days, if not weeks, carving something really beautiful, and you only get a few presses out of it. And after Gutenberg, he showed us how to cast in metal type, mostly text, saving of tens of thousands of man hours. Instead of having the monks write all these manuscripts, slowly taking years to build something like a Bible, we made a run of 80 to 120 inside of 6 months or so. It was incredible. Shortly after Gutenberg's innovation of the printing press, I believe the figures were he did this in 1450 to 1455, and by 1500 there were 20 million books in circulation. It's a labor-saving device. And that's what it was. And that's one of the reasons it really sparked the Renaissance, because once we did what we had to do for the church, which were the Bibles in Latin and everything like that, we're standing around here with type, waiting for something to do, and we're like, well, why don't we do something else? Why don't we get the Cooper? He wants his stuff in book instead of, having word of mouth. We'll print what he wants to print, and some literature and some poetry and all this kind of thing. We had free time to free yourself up to doing all these works.
Yeah, it's just crazy how much it affected so many lives, and still to this day,
Exactly. I mean, Martin Luther couldn't raise an army, so he bought himself a printing press. I don't know what else to say. Right. That is how significant it can be, how powerful it can be.
That's pretty crazy. Well, how would you describe a typical day at work here?
Well, here, me and my brother, we get up at 5:30 in the morning. We have some coffee where it's still nice and peaceful, and it's still dark, and we look at the stars. Some of the charm about being here. Behind the scenes, we have everything we need. We got rooms with light, and we got refrigerators and kitchens and everything we need. We do here. A lot of booths don't.
Yeah, traditional 15th century lifestyle.
But here, I come in the morning, I set up my booth, my workshop. I set down plates to where I want to print what I'm going to print for the day. And because I'm demonstrating technically, that's what I do. Anything that we want to print for the day, I might pull that block up and set it in. I have to heat up my my metal, make sure it's molten, and that takes a little while. It's a normal, ordinary fire. I don't have big bellows or anything like that, like the blacksmith or something. Just an ordinary fire will keep that molten. I'll set up some ink. The ink is often a linseed oil and lamp black. It's really thick and kind of nasty. So I have to work it and get it nice and smooth again so I can use it on my press. And I draw paper from the back, and we make our own paper here, 100% cotton papers, sifted up one sheet at a time. And so it's made, these prints are made just like they would have been 500 years ago. So each day that's a full setup. To get ready to go, and of course here at New Market Village, Canon opens up the shop for everybody to come in, travelers from beyond, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they come in and I show them how it works after that. I use the leather beater balls and all the accoutrement that 15th century printer would use.
That's fantastic.
And I'll do that throughout the day. By the end of the day, ink starts building. I clean the plates, I pack everything up, make it nice and neat for the next day to redo that all over again.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Man, that's awesome. So are there any new plates that you're working on?
Well,
Top secret information you can't share?
actually it's a revision of an old plate. So
Oh, okay.
these plates don't last forever, just as plates back then. They will wear out, and my biggest seller, as it were, is the indulgence.
Okay.
Yeah, see, indulgence was that document that you got that kind of a receipt for your sins. There's a bit of a receipt for your sins back then, and the more you paid, the more you can be forgiven for.
Yeah.
And so that plate was broken, and I'm revisiting that one and get it back in shape to where I can print off of it, and it'll be very popular this year, I'm sure.
Now then, was that a break as in an accident break or overuse break?
Oh, no,
or
they simply don't last forever. We put quite an amount of force on each of these plates when we print. The machine itself can exert a lot of force, and the wood that it's based off of will not last forever. It'll smash after a while and just not print very well. That would be a break. Yes.
I'm over here imagining, a 15th century printer just looking at their stuff saying, you know what, I got enough use out of this. Break the plates,
Oh, that was done often with Bible pages and stuff like this.
Really?
Yes, because they wanted the monopoly on the pages. Should I print a Bible page or something, I wouldn't say so much as holy, but just like a church doctrine or something.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted is that plate to be run off with somebody making their own copies.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Even if it was not as nice a copy as ours, they could still do the same.
Yeah.
So we would often, burn it, melt it down, do whatever, destroy it, so that we had the copies and we had the monopoly on what that was said, what was being distributed.
That's very, very interesting. Now then, you've already answered basically my next couple questions, but I will go ahead and ask you, what kind of advice do you have to someone who'd be interested in doing presses or getting into a Renaissance fair?
Well, the thing is, one of the things I liked about getting into the press is just it's so unique to begin with, and I'm not sure exactly what made me fall in love with the actual press itself, aside from the people here.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just interested in being a part of the Renaissance Festival, every booth, every shop here is individually owned and operated. So a lot of times, more often than not, I think people fall in love with the people that work here. They make friends with them, and they want to be around them, and therefore they end up working with them one way or another. I'm sure you can just come in and get a job for the weekend if you really wanted to. But if you're just really interested in being a part of the community, you find a shop or people that you like, you see what they do, see if they'll see that you're interested. And that's what happened to me. They saw that how interested I was, and I still recruit all the time. I tell young people, if you really like this, once you learn about it, I could always use a break for lunch. If the better you learn, the more you can come in here and work a few hours during the day, and I'll go, have my lunch, because I don't get that very often. And then I'll give you a pass, and you can come, every weekend or whatever like this. And that's actually what happens. I have a lady and her young daughter that they come in 3 or 4 weekends a year. We give them a pass to come in whenever they want. But when they do come in here, they come and they work for us, and they enjoy it. And I've taught them about the press. Other shops, I'm sure they have other trades that are very interesting, and you sit and you learn, and they'll kind of adopt you. Yes, you can just come in and get a job, and get a pass and you'll get some pay and whatnot, but then it'll be a little more restricting and what have you. And I'm sure you'll still get a chance to see the fair a little bit. But if you're really doing it for the love of the fair, you'll find a craft person and that'll help you apprentice their wares, and that'll make it a lot funner, more enjoyable. You'll stick around longer. And that's what you do. You just find something you really like and see if they need some help with it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Nobody asked me for any media assistance. I don't want it though. No. So, where are you from? Are you Texan? And that's just
no. I'm originally right here from Houston, or just south of Houston, a suburb town south of Houston. And again, yeah, we used to drive over all the time just to come to the festival because it's such a specialty. I'm a third generation American. You know, my parents from Mexico. My wife is Irish, and that's why you have a redheaded little kid. And that's where I'm from. Yeah, right here.
Awesome. Now then, is there a website or something that people can visit and order prints from you, or is it they've got to be here?
Actually, they would have to be here. We don't do this outside. See, we're all volunteers, actually. We make these prints. Sometimes we'll fill some, if we're really low on something, might come here and do some prints in the off season. But we really make all our prints here. We sell them here. We don't make a lot of money, so that's why we volunteer. We're not paid. We get some tips, enough for lunch. But we have, again, facilities in the back, and we can pay our little rent here, and we can have all our drinks and cokes and foods and everything, you know, provided for us, you know, by what we make. Off season, we all have full-time jobs. I'm an IT guy.
So your main advice when someone comes up here and there's an issue isn't turn it off and on again, right? That's not what you say?
No, not really, because I am the motion here, you know. Yeah. I do all the work. And so, well, not that you can't turn me off and on again, but it
takes 8 hours to restart the process.
It really does.
Yeah. Just in closing, do you have anything you'd like to share, anything you'd like to say?
Well, I'm not really sure where to go with that. I mean, there's so much to
it's open.
so much to do, so much to say. Personally, the fair has been a big part of my life. We're all volunteers here. These are all my family members, as it were. Blood is thicker than water, which, if you don't know the saying, let me educate you a little bit.
Okay.
Blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. That's the actual saying. Yeah. So it doesn't mean your relation is thicker than water, whatever that might be. Yeah. It means the blood of the covenant, your friendships that you've made, the bonds that you've made, is thicker than any other relation that just your siblings or anything like this. Because I love my family and I spend time with them, but when I'm here, this is my family, and I have stronger bonds with these people than I do any other people in my life. And that's what keeps us coming back. There's nothing here at the fair that you need. I can tell you that right now. Okay, there's nothing here. You come here for entertainment. Yeah. You come here for the joy, for the atmosphere. That's why you come, and that's what keeps me coming back. Is the joy I get out of entertaining people, the smile on their faces. I get so many, not just kids, but adults, is the gleam in their eyes when I'm teaching them something, because they don't get a lot of that here. I call this the educational portion of their day. It's part of my spiel. I go, this has been the educational portion of your day. And they're like, yes, thank you very much. It's enlightening. It was neat, you know, because it stimulates them and they get, you know, they didn't expect it. You know? And the wider their eyes get, the more I pour on information. And they love it and they eat it up. And that keeps me coming back. You know, so.
Awesome.
So
thank you very much.